Hi, you guys. I'm sorry I didn't do the video yesterday. It's been kind of a weird day. I decided to do this one on my phone, so we're not live today. But I figured, you know what? We've started doing the chain, single crochet, half double, double crochet. We learned how to do a bookmarker, and I thought today maybe we'll do a granny square. So I'll start teaching you how to start making squares for if you want to do afghans. I've made a cross that's granny squared with a border, and we can just see what we come up with, right? So today you'll have to have your normal supplies of whatever yarn you want to use, a pair of scissors, your crochet hook. I am using a 5.0 hook, so a size H, my needle to stitch in the ends, and my measuring tape just to see how wide my square is. But we're going to do 4 rows today. So today we'll just do our normal cinch, slip knot as it's known. So I'm going to put my finger over this, put that through. So we have our loop. And we are going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the first chain on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. So we've got a hole here. So it doesn't quite fit that finger, but my pinky finger, I think it does, or just about. But that is the hole we're going to work in. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to yarn over. We're going to go through the hole, pull through. So we have the 3 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've got 2 lines here, 2 stitches here for the half double crochet, or for the double crochet. We're going to do yarn over, go through the hole, pull through, and we're going to do 1 more double crochet. So that's going to leave us with a shell, what we call a shell stitch. So 3. Then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go over. We're going to do 4 of these shell stitches here. So we're going to yarn over. Try to fix my phone a little bit better here. I am sorry. My phone is being kind of weird today. So we're going to just put that hole through. We're going to yarn over and go through the hole. We're going to do another shell. 1. Actually, let me go back here really quick because I think I might have messed up a little bit. And I apologize for that. We're going to do 1, 2. Yeah, to do our corner. So in step 3, we'll do 2. Chain over, we're going to go through, and we're going to do another double crochet. So we're going to make another shell stitch. So we're going to do 2 more double crochets. And that will give us our second shell. So we're going to chain 2 more. 1, 2. We're going to turn to this side now. We're going to yarn over and do 3 more double crochets to make it another shell stitch. So there's 3. So we're going to chain 2, yarn over, do 3 more, make another shell stitch. Or make another 3 double crochets to make the shell stitch. 1, 2, 3. So here we can kind of tighten up our middle there by pulling on our back there, so that tightens up our hole. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to look for the top stitch. It's right here. And sometimes those stitches can be a little bit of a pain to get into. There we go. And we're going to loop through that. So there is our first little granny square that we have here. As you see, each one has 3 double crochets, then we chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we do our slip stitch. So what we're going to do with this now, and you'll see it from the back, is I'm going to go through these 2. I'm going to slip through and slip stitch across till I get to the next corner. So each one I'm going to slip stitch across, go over here, slip stitch. So I'm right in this corner to start my next chain. So we are going to start with the shell stitch. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to yarn over and do 2 more to make another shell stitch. We're going to chain 2 because we're on a corner, and we're going to do another shell. So 1, 2, 3. Now when doing these granny squares, this is the way I originally learned or started learning how to make them. Is we are going to chain 1 because we have to get across this to the next square here. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over, go through the hole, pull up, so we have the 3 loops, pull through 2, and that starts our next shell stitch. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets for our second shell stitch. We're going to chain 1 again. We're going to go into this hole right here where my thumb is. We're going to yarn over, go over. In any of my videos, you can go back, you can slow them down. If you're not sure how I'm doing this, you're seeing kind of the back of it right now. Because I don't have a special kind of camera that I can hold and do this, or anybody to help do the videos right now. I'm on my own doing this. So we're just going to keep going around. Chain 1. Do another shell stitch. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 2. And we are going to do another shell stitch. Now shells can be 3 or 5, but this is for a granny square, so it's 3. I'm going to chain 1, and we are going to go right here into this hole and stitch it up. So there is 2 rows of our granny square. So again, we're just going to go across, and we are just going to slip stitch through those to get to the next square, which is right there. You can see right where I'm at with this. As you see, this is our first little square. Then there's our second little square. So we're just going to keep doing what we did with the first round and our second round. So we're going to chain 3, That's going to be our first row for our shell stitch. Do 2 more double crochets. Chain 2. 3 more. But now, because we're doing this and we've got another hole, we're going to do the same thing like we did with the last one. Is we are going to chain 1. We're going to go in through the hole there and we are going to do another shell stitch. Once our another shell stitch is done, we're going to chain 1. We're going to go into the corner and do another shell stitch. So 3 double crochets. Chain 2. 3 double crochets. Sorry, the yarn was getting caught. I'm going to put it down here because it's actually easier sometimes to have it next to me instead of on top. We're going to chain 1. We're going to do another shell stitch. So we went right into this middle hole here. And each one you do will add another hole to it. So there is another shell stitch. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to chain 2 to do our next corner here. So we're going to do another shell stitch in this corner. And today we're just going to do the solid granny square color. We're not going to change colors today. We will do that for a later time. And sorry, I'm all congested. That's why my voice sounds like this. 3. And in between each shell, you're going to chain 1 to go to your next hole to do your shell stitch. Of course, this is a corner, so we're going to chain 2. And we're going to turn the corner, doing our 3 double crochet for our shell stitch. Chain 1, another shell stitch. And sorry if you heard that thud, that was my cat jumping up next to me. Chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch right here. So basically, I'm looking at my first chain that I did right here and the top of the chain. So 1, 2, 3, right into that 3rd hole. And sometimes, yeah, it can be a little difficult to do. There we go. So now you can see what it's starting to turn into is a granny square. And the reason why I did my holes a little bit bigger is so you can actually see the chains in between here. Because with each corner, you have to do 2 chains to turn the corner. And in between each of these shells here, you chain 1. So we're going to do 1 more row. We're going to slip stitch across. And I'll do this one with you. So we're going to chain 3, do our first shell stitch. Sorry, I'm a fast crocheter. Like I said, once you get the hang of this, you'll just breeze right through them. So there's our first corner. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to do my next shell stitch. 1, 2, 3. And if you want to make sure you're counting them right, count them out loud, because that way you know what you're doing and you can see it a lot better. So you know that your counts are even. So I just chained 1, going into here to my next hole. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. 1, 3. We're going to chain 2 to turn this corner. Chain 1, go into our next hole here. Chain 1. 3. Chain 1, and now we're going into the corner again. So we're going to do our 3 double crochets for the corner. This is our third corner. I had to look to see where I was at. 1, 2. We're going to turn it. Three. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 in between each of the shell stitches. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Chain 2. 3. So that's our fourth corner there. So we just need to go across now to finish up our fourth row. So we're going to chain 1, go into the next hole. Next one. So in between each one, I'm counting 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. And now I'm going to look for my third hole here. So 1, 2, 3 on my chain. And I'm going to slip stitch into that. Oops. Sometimes it can be a little slippery. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our yarn. I leave a little bit of a tail. Not much, but a little bit, so I can stitch it in. Pull that through, tighten it up. So what we're going to do is I've got my I do have my yarn here, and I have my tape measure. So I'm going to measure across from my square of how long it is. So it is about 5.5 inches one way. So it's about 5.5 by 5.5 is what it is. And that's why it's good to have a tape measure, because you never know of how your stitches of what you would like to have for your how big you want your granny squares. You could do a small project like I did with the cross and stitch them together, which we will teach another day. which will be a whole video in itself of different types of ways of stitching stuff. So let's go ahead. And usually in the back, what I do is I go up and around. So I'm going to go right here, right underneath, in between those stitches, because I'm going to tighten that, cinch up that circle there. And I usually go around it about 2 times if I can. So once I'm done cinching that up, let's cut off that piece of yarn. And let's do the other one. So this here, I usually just try to go towards the back here. So I just try to find some good stitches to stitch it into. So this way, I stitch it down in, and then I just kind of weave it in here behind the one. And before you cut it, just make sure you straighten out your granny square. So mine is actually stitched back here. So that is our granny square. I know mine's kind of a little funky looking because I did it pretty fast. But that is what our granny square looks like. You can do them in solid. You can do them with different colors. This one today was just a solid one. We will do a bigger video of how to change colors if you want to make a special kind of blanket. I have some other projects in mind. I don't know when those videos will be up, but we will be working on them. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll talk to you later. Bye for now.